Hello everyone, this is Susie Beiler. Before we ask Prime Creator some questions, I have felt that I wanted to share a message with you about empowerment and sovereignty. And I was trying to figure out what exactly it was that I wanted to share. And then I realized, oh, maybe my I am presence would have a better information for you. So I'm going to channel my I am presence for you with a message about sovereignty and I guess anything else she wants to share. I am known as Aetheria, the aspect of Susie that understands and sees beyond human conscious mind and intellect. What is in Susie's heart is this message of sovereignty, this message of claiming your power, claiming your power and redeeming yourself back from density, from darkness, and yes, even from polarity. At this time, it is important to remember your true power in the light. Many of you have been indoctrinated with the idea of power being dangerous, or even remembering your experiences of being powerful and then being persecuted and even killed. It is very important at this time to release the cellular trauma from your being around these issues and ideas of power. Because power now, in this new paradigm that we are collectively creating, has only to do with the light and with love. To rise above your circumstances and the illusion of fear and anxiety that have permeated your experience. Now is the time to gain your mastery in reclaiming your power. For you are sovereign beings, and this many of you have forgotten. What does this mean to be sovereign? This means to be centered in your knowing and understanding that no one and nothing has power over you when you claim your power in the light. The matrix of monetary systems, the matrix of how government constricts with their rules and regulations. The matrices of fear that have been infused into your experience. Being sovereign means that you give these no energy. You give all your energy only to love and to the knowing of who you are in the light. The desire to share this message grew in Susie's heart as she has received many emails and messages wondering, how can the dark have such power? Why is there so much suffering in the world? Why does heaven allow so much suffering? The victimhood embedded in these questions is what you must each release inside of you. Transmute this victimhood into knowing that you can change your circumstance and the collective circumstance. You may feel like you are only one person, and what can you do? What can you do to make life better for someone on the other side of your planet? What you can do is reclaim your sovereignty. This is not so much an intellectual concept as it is a heart knowing. Yes, it takes vast amounts of trust. Trusting in yourself. Trusting that you are safe. You are safe in your sovereignty. When you vibrate at such a rate where love is emanating from your being at all times, this is your sovereign safety. Breathe this knowing into your hearts. Breathe this realization into your beings. It is not you against them. It is not the light against the dark. You are simply love, and in this way you transcend polarity. You must step out of the paradigm of againstness. This is also your safety, knowing that there is nothing against. Yes, practically speaking, this is a process, this is a journey. Trust is not often developed overnight. However, you, as a sovereign being, are quite capable of this level of trust. Trust in love. Trust in the power of love. I work with many of you on unconscious levels to awaken the remembering of love within your beings. Thank you to those who have received. Now you have no more excuses. You have no reason to focus your energies on suffering, whether it is that of yourself or that of others that you witness. Your task is to focus only on love within yourself and to call forth experiences into your awareness. Experiences of love. Try this for a day. Practice your remembering that you are love. And as you go out into the world, set the intention to call forth experiences of love into your awareness. Ask for practicality, practical experiences of love, experiences that could not be mistaken for anything else but love. The more love you have within yourself, the stronger and faster these experiences will come to you from the external. You are capable of this. And you are sovereign. I thank you for allowing me to speak. Okay, well, I think she said it much better with much more eloquence than I would have. So thank you, Aetheria. We will now move into some questions from Prime Creator. And as always, with any channeling that I do, it is my intention to be pure, clear, no judgments, no filters. Take what resonates.
Is there any feedback Prime Creator would like to share about what Aetheria just shared with us?
Dear ones, in many ways, she has provided for you a summary of what it means to be a master. For when you are in your true mastery, yes, you are sovereign. And this applies to your finances. This applies to your health. This applies to your spirituality. All aspects and parts of your being. I also wish to remind you, dear ones, that yes, you are sovereign, and it is something you must call forth within your beings. It is something that you must remember in your DNA. And through her transmission, she provided some codes for the remembering and awakening of these parts of your DNA. These codes were quite powerful in the connections in your nervous system to your DNA, your brain wiring. And so you may want to listen to this message several times to allow the connections to fully take hold and begin their flow. Thank you, Aetheria.
A viewer asks, are there different archetypes in each universe that may not be male or female, but something else entirely?
This question comes from one who is very aware that there is much more than what you have been presented in your hologram. It is difficult to explain through the limited understanding that you have had. I will do my best through this channel. Yes, in some universes, there are beings that do not work with the male-female polarity. That is why this concept of twin flame souls does not resonate with all beings. In your understanding, you need male and female to create. However, in some universes, this polarity is not necessary. Creation occurs with light first, as we have previously discussed. In your understanding, these light fractals need the masculine and feminine in combination to set forth a creation. In other paradigms, however, the light fractals are enough in and of themselves to create. The closest this would come in your experience is those insects that you would call asexual. And these beings are bringing in codes and information to Gaia for how this will eventually be possible on this planet when polarity is transcended. I thank you for this question.
A viewer asks, does the structure of each universe vary greatly in both physical structure and dimensional structure?
Yes, dear ones, each universal structure is unique. Some universes have more mass, more matter. This concept of dimensionality and measurement is something that is understood from the human perspective. However, it is not necessarily relevant for an understanding in an expanded manner of the size of universes. Measurements from a more expanded perspective are gauged by the energies of each universe, not the size and dimensionality. And so when one in the hierarchy speaks about a certain universe, it is known by its energy, not its size.
A viewer asks, is there more than one multiverse, or does the multiverse include all multiverses?
Ah, yes, this depends upon your understanding of multiverse, of course. For simplicity, you could say that the multiverse encompasses all multiverses. If you are in an expanded understanding of your particular multiverse and you wish to refer to another multiverse, then you could categorize in such a way to separate each multiverse. But for simplicity, we could refer to the multiverse as that which encompasses all multiverses. It is up to you how you would like to understand this concept, dear ones.
A viewer asks, what is the geometric shape of planet Earth?
I will share two perspectives, dear ones. One is of your human perspective, where you have been shown a sphere. In truth, it is less of a sphere and more of what you might see as an oval shape. Not quite like an egg, but more of a torus field shape. From a higher perspective, planet Earth changes shape. As Gaia breathes, there is expansion and contraction of planet Earth. You might wonder, how do you not feel or see this in your everyday experience? In some ways, it is an etheric expansion and contraction, although at times it is also physical as well. The change in her shape is not dramatic. But at times it does become slightly more round or slightly more flat.
A viewer asks, is Gaia a different geometric shape than the holographic planet Earth?
Yes, for distinction, I will say Gaia is the one who morphs shape, and planet Earth is the one that is more stable in physicality.
A viewer asks, does inner Earth have a physical location in this dimension and density?
It is not quite as you would understand, dear ones. Yes, the beings in inner Earth experience physicality, and their realm is quite physical to them. However, for where most of you are in your vibration, you would experience it as more etheric form. What will happen as you increase your frequencies and begin to interact with these beings of inner Earth is that you also will be having the experience of inner Earth in more physicality because of the way your ascension is working. To move into ascension with your physical bodies, That is why you will have this experience, even as you become lighter and higher vibrating. Things will still feel physical to you as you remain in your body with your ascension.
The viewer asks, is the great central sun the center of existence or light?
In the vast expanse of all that is, how can there be a center?
The viewer asks, does the great central sun feed other light forms?
Yes, dear ones, in some ways. This is a role that the great central sun does play. It is only with consent and mutual agreement of both parties.
The viewer asks, can we as human beings live at the great central sun?
There are aspects of some of you who do reside in the great central sun. In reference to your full human being, living in the great central sun, that is not possible for most of you at this time. One, if you are listening to this video, it is because you have chosen to be on planet Earth at this time. And two, most of you have not integrated the aspects required for you to be able to travel and abide in the energies of the great central sun. For the frequencies there are quite high indeed. And a full integration of your light frequencies are needed before such a thing would be possible for you. There are not many human beings on planet Earth at this time who have accomplished this.
A viewer asks, can you share how to integrate the energies of Gaia, Father Cosmos, and Prime Creator, and is this dependent upon certain alignments, or can we do this now?
There are some alignments that will assist, such as what you have been experiencing with your planetary alignments and beyond. However, it is not dependent upon these alignments. It is dependent upon your intentions and commitments to integrate these energies. In your terminology, you might use the word sacrifice. What in your experience are you willing to sacrifice in order to move forward in your integration and ascension? What are you willing to surrender and release from your daily experience in order to integrate these energies? While the word sacrifice is not resonant in my experience, I offer this word as an understanding that indeed there is much to be surrendered in most of you in order to experience a full integration. In our conversation and Aetheria's transmission about sovereignty, moving into this level of mastery is what is required for a full integration.
Is this integration simply done through intention and meditation, or is there other steps involved?
Yes, dear one, it is partly intention and commitment. It is also a practical matter. You have duties and obligations that you perceive. These are merely a perception. And so, as an example, what duties and obligations are you willing to surrender to make yourself more available for this type of integration? If you have a job, as an example, and it is something that fulfills you and fills your heart, it does not feel heavy, it is not an obligation, then this is in alignment for you. If, however, you have a job that feels like an obligation, it weighs heavy in your being, then this is something to look at, to ask, is it in my highest alignments for me to surrender this at this time? So you can see these practical matters are very much a part of being able to integrate these high-level energies.
A viewer asks, is there a mother cosmos in this universe?
It is not as you would understand that to be, dear ones. Father Cosmos represents both masculine and feminine in the divine balance. Many refer to Father Cosmos because Father does provide Gaia with that balance of sacred masculine, as Gaia is mostly divine feminine, and yes, of course, she does have that balance as well. In truth, from the larger perspective, Father Cosmos is neither masculine nor feminine. Gaia is neither masculine nor feminine. These beings just are. However, because you exist in an understanding of the polarity of the masculine and feminine, it is easier to use these terms to provide an understanding of the roles they play. Is there a Mother Cosmos? No, not as you would understand it. But yes, in some ways. Mother and Father Cosmos are one.
A viewer asks, how do other universes or planets see Prime Creator?
This depends upon their vibration. For those that are higher in vibration, see more clearly the love and light energy that I am. Those in a different understanding might see me as more of a god or a powerful entity. It depends upon their filters and understandings. Again, I shall reiterate, at my essence, I am the highest vibrations of love and light. Some see this, and some see other things through their filters.
Is there clarity as to why some channelers convey that the third distinct wave of ascension is arriving this month? Is this understanding still relevant?
In some ways, it is still relevant as it represents a cycle of completion of one level of energies coming to Gaia. In some ways, it is the language of another timeline that referred to 3 waves of ascension energies. For those of you who are deep feelers and sensitive beings, you know that there has been more than 2 or 3 waves already that have come to Gaia. And as we have discussed, these waves are now continuous. Yes, you will experience an amplification of this continuous wave with certain alignments. However, at this time, it is not as if one wave comes and it is complete. It is now one continuous wave that is ongoing every day. Yes, dear ones, please do prepare your beings, for the alignments of June are quite powerful, especially around solstice full moon and the week prior to this experience. For the amplification that will occur, yes, it will be according to what your souls choose to receive, individually and as a collective. However, we are well on our way, for each soul receiving much more than previous waves or previous cycles of this wave. And so I invite you to prepare your beings for a tremendous influx and amplification of love energies. And in some ways, this wave will be a completion of a cycle. However, the energies will continue to flow to Gaia and to each of your hearts and each of your beings. And then the alignments in September will also offer another significant amplification. Remember, only what is allowed by each soul's choice and the collective decision in this regard will be what is allowed to flow into Gaia and into your beings. You will not be given more than you can integrate and adapt to. This is not about blasting your systems. This is about providing love for your integration. Of course, it is your choice how you respond. Those that do not wish to receive may feel like their systems are blasted. It is up to each of you.
As the experience of this wave is continuous, at what point is the energy considered saturated with the energies of heaven?
This is where the understanding becomes a bit complex, dear ones. For some will reach full saturation before others, according to the pace at which you choose to integrate your mastery. When you begin to experience your version of heaven on earth, you will know you are closer to full saturation. And then understanding that beyond this, the energy continues to flow, providing you the opportunity to expand your experience as a human being. Yes, heaven on earth is one level. And then there are expanded experiences beyond this.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video at this time?
I will simply invite you once again, dear ones, to prepare your beings to receive as much love as you choose. This applies to your everyday experience as you interact with others. This applies to the waves of love and light flooding your planet. Choose. How much love would you like to experience? How much love would you like to integrate and embody? There is great opportunity for you at this time to receive and integrate massive amounts of love and light. Make your choices. I thank you, dear ones. Wow, that was a lot of information. Thank you, Prime Creator. I wanted to share with you a visual that I received with the question about what geometric shape is planet Earth. I think that was the question. I'll do my best to describe it. It was as if Earth was a sphere and then kind of like flattened a little bit and then expanded, and flattened a little bit and then expanded. Or actually, I guess that would be Gaia, as Prime Creator referred to Gaia being the one that was expanding and contracting in that way. So for what that visual is worth, every once in a while I do get a visual with the channeling, so I wanted to share that. Much love to you. How much love would you like to receive? I'll take it all. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.